Today I'm going to show you how to get this vintage looking hairstyle, and this hairstyle is not specifically from one certain era, although I do think it kind of ended up looking a little bit 1920s with this shape, but that's okay. It's still, I don't think it's distinctly 1920s or anything like that. I just think that it definitely has a vintage sort of look to it, so that's what I'm going to show you how to do. So I have already sprayed heat protectant throughout all of my hair, so first of all, before anything, I'm going to section it off. So I'm going to take the top middle part of my hair, so about this much of the hair, and I'm just going to get that out of the way. Then I'm going to take another layer of hair out of the way so that I can start with the bottom layer first. So now I can begin with the curling, and I am using this curling iron by Conair. I've had this for years. I don't even know how many years, but I know that it's old, but it still works. So I think this is about 1 inch, or you can use one even smaller. That would work really well too. So I'm going to start with this front piece of hair. So you'll just get a small section of hair. And how I'm going to curl this, I'm going to get it in my curling iron first of all, but I'm going to curl it towards my face like this. So towards my face, and also kind of at an angle like this. Facing down, that angle is going down and towards my face. So just like that. Hold it for however long you need to, depending on your hair thickness and everything like that. And then just let it go. But I'm trying to keep this curl intact. I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to grab it, kind of curl it back up a little bit, because I'm going to pin this to my head. So just curl it back up in the same direction. So see how this curl is going towards my face. So then I'm going to take a bobby pin and just pin this to my head. Kind of just like pin curls. Just like that. And by the way, I forgot to mention why I am pinning up the curls. The reason is because if you pin them up in this shape, in this curl shape, they will hold the shape better because they will set this way, as opposed to leaving the curl just loose hanging, because it will just continue to drop and the curl will kind of fall out a little bit. This allows the curl to set this way so the curl will last longer and it will just be curlier when you let it out. So that's why I'm doing that. You don't have to if you don't really care about, you know, how long the curl lasts and all of that. Okay, so the next little piece, same thing, curling towards my face and at a little angle like this. Let it go. Curl it back up and pin it. I'm just going to be doing the same thing to the rest of the hair. And I want to mention that for this hairstyle, whichever side of your face you are curling on, the hair is going to go towards that side of the face. So I have that bottom layer all curled and pinned up, so I'm just going to give it a quick spray of hairspray. This is by Suave. It is the Touchable Finish hairspray, and I actually just got this, so I'm trying it out. So don't know how good it is, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm just going to give it a light spray. I don't want it to be too much because I don't want the curls to get hard or crunchy or anything. I want them to stay pretty soft. Okay, and then I can move on to the next layer. And I'm going to be doing the exact same thing to it. Just curling each side toward my face and pinning it up. Okay, I've done that layer and I'm just going to spray again. Okay, and on to the very last part, this top section. So first of all, I'm going to determine where my part will be. So I'm going to do that with a comb first. And for this type of hairstyle, you will want to have a pretty deep side part. This looks so crazy. So same thing towards my face on this side. I've got everything pinned up except for those pieces that I let loose in the back. So I'm just going to give it a little spray again. So now you want to let the curls on the top cool a little bit. Okay, so I have let the curls set, and I would recommend letting them set for at least 10 minutes minimum, maybe more, depending on the thickness of your hair. So I'm just going to now begin to take it all down. So now I have all of the hair out, and you're probably gonna look a little crazy. I mean, this is kind of like a Shirley Temple look right now. But yeah, so you're gonna have these really tight curls like this, and it's probably gonna freak you out at first because you're gonna think, oh my gosh, my hair is so short. I mean, look how short this looks right now. But don't worry, styling it is the best part because it's really fun, at least for me, to really see the hairstyle come together. And when I brush it out, it definitely loosens and falls a little bit. So I'm gonna take a big brush like this and just start gently combing through these curls. And I'm also using my fingers a little bit too, like this. Okay, so I've brushed it out a bit so you can see that the curls aren't as crazy, but they're still kind of crazy, but I promise that that is what helps make this hairstyle. So now is when I just start playing with it and styling it into the shape that I want. And I'm gonna use a comb, little comb, and start making a shape right here. So I'm just kind of brushing up and then back down again. And it's creating this shape right here. So I'm gonna do this again, and then I'm going to put a little clip in here, right here, just to hold the hair. And then I'm going to take this hair and kind of push it forward a little bit, but I'm trying to make a little wave that goes back this way. And it's just something that you have to play with. I'm taking my comb and just kind of brushing the hair into that shape, just like this, and sometimes it takes a while to get that shape the way you want it. So like this. So it's kind of like creating a really large S-shape wave. So like this. So I have this shape here. And then I'm going to pin it again, or clip it, I should say, to hold that shape. And then I'm going to hairspray it, because that will help keep that shape. For the rest of the hair, I'm just kind of brushing it out a little bit because just because of the way I curled it, it already has a nice shape that I want to keep. I'm also going to put a pin right here in the middle of this, just to flatten it to my head a little bit. So I'm just going to remove these clips. So you can see, because I've hairsprayed it and used these clips, how it has held this shape, this nice large S wave. And this kind of shape is very 1920s, but for the 1920s, typically the S waves or finger waves, whatever you might call them, they're a lot smaller, and they start right here and then they just keep going back and forth like this. Really small waves all the way down. But I really like the big waves right here along the side of the head, and that really gives it that kind of vintage look, but it's not necessarily exactly 1920s. So it is a little bit hard from the hairspray, which is good because it held the style that way, but I am going to brush it out a little bit just so it doesn't look so hard. I feel like this hairstyle is really just all about taking the time to really play with it and style it and get it in the shape that you want it. Okay, so I think I'm pretty happy with it now, and I'll show you all of it, how it looks. So that is the finished look. I hope that this was helpful for you. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that it was easy to understand all of the things I was doing, especially how I did the big S-wave shape right here in front. So yeah, this is the finished look. So again, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.